Hello, hello.
Hey,
Are we live? Is this thing on? Thomas, where are you?
I'm just getting ready to do a little bit of work out in the street.
Yeah,
Here in the beautiful state of Utah.
you got your hat and your construction worker jacket ready.
Mm-hmm. Getting
Required wear.
ready to distribute some asphalt juice.
This is the before. This is the after shot.
There it is.
Our garbage is still out. You're done. You're done. I warped into the future to show you what it will look like once you finish the job.
It was a long day.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna just have the regular podcast. We're not gonna go long because I do need you to finish it. Think Lightning McQueen style. Okay, I don't want like a half asphalt job. Is that a term?
Oh, dad joke to start.
Yeah.
That's
no halfway asphalting it. Oh my goodness, it was fun to watch them work out the window. It's always fun to watch people work. Have you found that it's much more enjoyable to watch people work than to do it yourself?
Well, especially if you work for the city, 100%. But no, actually, it's funny you say that. Probably 99% of us in chat do that all day with you. We sit here and watch you work.
I don't feel like I'm working though. I literally I think it's the best job in the world because I feel like I'm playing.
Yeah, but you got to be honest. There's times where you are stuck in that chair when there's a trial that's off the rails, but not on the entertaining way. And you are just there having to boost audio and give some insight, and it's so bad. Or even court hopping's not easy. You start getting into like landlordly stuff that's bland.
Is it wrong for me to even like those parts? I really do. There might be something wrong with me, but the work I do is amazing. I really enjoy it, even the slow parts, because maybe I got this from when I was working as a salesperson. I was the annoying guy that would make the sales calls. And there's like it's a special training. They tell you, don't think about like how many times people hang up on you and tell you that you never should have been born, and that they, where'd you get the number, and they're going to sue you. And you don't think about those things. Right. Think about, how many of those calls add up to a sale and the next big sale and commission, things like that. So I'm always the optimist when it comes to that. But I love my work. I love what I do. Do you know who doesn't work?
I know someone who doesn't work.
Hey!
Well, look what we scraped off the bottom of the barrel.
Roy, welcome. Enjoying retirement. I think you're actually keeping busy, aren't you? Are you trying to not be a menace to society and things like that?
Yeah, I got thrown out of some places, so I had to go get another job, that sort of thing. The place was my home.
Was one of them a Walmart?
Well, no, but I'm starting to envy that guy out front. His job is looking better and better.
That has got to be one of the best jobs, as long as you don't have to like tackle the shoplifters. Okay, because that puts your risk factor way up high. But
not allowed to
say hi to people. You're like, hey, what's up? Hey, it's you again. Yeah. More milk. On it.
But now, at least in our Walmart, they're also responsible for sort of eyeballing. Yeah, if you start walking out there, may I see your ticket? And that just gets all over me, because that's essentially saying, gosh, you look like a klepto, dude. So let me check your stuff and make sure all the things in your basket have been paid for. And I just walk by them usually. I'm not very nice.
Like, what you gonna do? You gonna tackle me for that receipt? Is it really worth it?
And they're not allowed to. They're just doing it because that's part of their job description, and it's they're on camera. They can be seen all day long, so they have to ask and look at one. That's why they just look at it and go, "Yeah, okay, you're good," and they didn't even look at a single thing you did at all.
Yeah, I tell them, I say, I promise there's not a thing in here that I would steal. There's nothing in here I want that badly.
So, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
My wife made me come by it. She didn't watch the show, so we're safe. But
speaking of shopping, I know this is not on the. I am a big fan. I was like, I think it was this year was the first time I got a delivery of a food item or something. to my house where I had, other than a pizza, right? Everyone's had pizzas delivered since, Domino's had the Noid the first time around, right? We knew all about Domino's delivery, but delivery of something like, I don't know, Mountain Dew or something like that. It could be anything, but I'll use Mountain Dew as an example. I'd never had somebody go out and buy me something like that and drop it at my house until within the last year, and I love it. Why didn't we have this before? You can do this with your groceries. I mean, it's one thing to call the store and say, have them ready. Just I'll drive up, pop the trunk. I will never even get out of the driver's seat. Pop the trunk. You stick it in, close the back, and I'll drive away. That's convenient. But now they'll bring it to your house. I don't even have to bring it in from the car. I just get it from the front porch. I'm a big
Deer
fan.
Park water.
Yeah.
Park water.
Thank you.
Cases
Appreciate that. That's what kicked it all off for me.
Admittedly, our family does it way too much because it costs more than going to the store around the corner to grab it. But you're paying a fee for convenience. And the way we look at it, it's if I go to, now you can DoorDash, let's just pick one. Let's just say McDonald's, right? You can DoorDash that and you pay a delivery fee. Well, if I go eat at McDonald's, I'm not tipping at McDonald's, right? So it's more costly, but the convenience factor, my goodness. And you know what? Here's a little trick. I don't even want to say it's a trick. I just think their customer service is phenomenal. When they mess up an order and it's kind of a complex-ish order, their app doesn't give you a lot of options to pick everything that they messed up based off your order. Their app is very selective on giving feedback. So you call in and they go, I've seen you've been a customer for a year and a half and you've done this good. I'm going to give you $50 credit just because you called and you didn't have a good time with our service. And it was a $20 meal. It's helping me.
Don't you think though, if you've got a whole, idea and a whole philosophy about DoorDash and McDonald's, you might need to evaluate some of your life choices.
And my neighbors, yes. Our daughter loves
Neighbor Wars, second
and
edition, started right here.
Yeah, she loves the nugget. So
Roy, I have to own up. I ordered a meal from McDonald's using DoorDash while I was here in Airbnb because my wife had the car, and that we only had the one car. There's like no food in the house, and so I can either starve to death or die from McDonald's, and I chose die from McDonald's. But they messed up my order. I ordered a big like this package deal because I was super hungry, and they messed it up. And I tried to tell DoorDash, and they credited me the full amount of the whole package, even though there was only part of it messed up.
It's great.
So essentially, you sent back your McDonald's meal.
No, I ate what they gave me. I just told them they messed up part of it, and they gave me the credit for the whole thing.
They can't take what they left you because it's already at a customer's house. So you've got it. It's all yours. And like the other night, I was halfway in the middle of dinner, and this is bad adulting, but I realized we were extremely shy on dog food. And I went, oh my gosh. I pulled it up. It was 10 minutes till close. I ordered a bag of dog food from PetSmart, continued cooking dinner, and it was at my door 15 minutes later. So I was able to finish dinner for my family and feed my dogs. It's great in certain instances.
Well, see, my own personal philosophy is you will die every time you get food through a window. But you've circumvented that whole philosophy, so it's not even valid anymore.
Goes through a window, into a window, out of a window to my front door.
Window food will kill you. It's just it's a known fact. It's like one of the whatever.
But you can DoorDash anything. There was, what was it, July 4th, we were hosting a pool party at our house, and everyone was having some adult beers, if you will, and doing a barbecue. Well, a few more people showed up than we were expecting, and I was a few steaks short. So it's not just window food. I was able to order ribeye steaks from the grocery store. They went in, picked them up, and they brought them to the house and threw steaks on it. So it's not just fast food. You can order from almost anywhere.
Your guests never knew.
Well, they did because they were like, we'll go get them. Like, no. You've had too much. You're not driving anywhere. Let me DoorDash this.
So Robert is currently 2 miles away, and he's bringing us some more steaks right now. He's on the way. So don't worry. Robert's got it.
Steak. Yeah.
They had too many adult beers, and then did they have to switch to like
to the
children beers or?
They're in the sippy cups.
Ubers and neighbors.
Oklahoma 3-2 beer or something.
Yeah, the fake beer. That's what they call it. No, I think it's been, we abuse it too much, to be honest. We really do. But there are times it has come in a pinch and saved our bacon, because you legitimately, it's not just fast food, grocery, utility supplies. You can get it just about anywhere that you need it from. So it works.
You know what works really well? And I think this is a great use of this. I have like family, friends, people that are in other areas, like life happens and they're like, help. We just wrecked our car. Everyone's fine. I'm running here, there, trying to do this. And we're like, hey, let me get dinner. I realize I'm 200 miles away, but let me send you dinner. Okay. KFC in a bucket is going to be on its way over to you, and we can help you out. I love that. I love that that I can like step in and say, hey, congratulations, you had a baby. Look, I know your kids are starving. You're at the hospital. Making dinner for your kids is the last thing on your mind right now as you're trying to, juggle life. Let's see if we can get you some food. I think that's like the perfect scenario there.
Yeah.
But man, I love not having to shop. I love it just showing up at my house. And they give you these, you wait until they give you the $0 delivery fee ones. Because if you don't order for a while, they're like, hey, can we entice you back by not charging you the fees? I'm like, deal. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Speaking
I
of
think this whole segment is just directed at peer pressure to Roy.
You can't hurt my feelings. I told you. I was divorced one time. I do not have any feelings. It doesn't matter.
I have to say, it looks like you got your dry cleaning hang up behind you. Tell us a little bit about the shirt. What's the story?
Well, and my wife has scolded me. As a matter of fact, the shirt will probably disappear off of the away from the thing after in a little while, because she's freaked out. She said it looked like some kind of a hillbilly deal. But anyway, the shirt is the Hotter Than Hell 100 bicycle shirt, for which Officer Brian whined incessantly last week about having to stand out there and direct traffic. So,
what a perfect comment for the perfect comment.
Because he was
Brian is saying, "How's it going, good friends?"
Roy Shire's fought that.
So
shots fired. Shots fired.
I have my T-shirt there to demonstrate how much we appreciate Officer Brian's labors last week, and that don't be a big sissy.
Thomas, you might have to send me the link. I'm not sure
it will.
We can fight this out in chat.
I'll do it. I'll get it right now.
While we let the tempers cool a little bit between Roy and Brian, before I forget, we have to give away memberships. We give away memberships.
Yes.
This is the first podcast of the month, so we get 10 memberships to give away, and I like to give it away to the people who are early on the show. So before anybody new arrives, make sure your gifting is first. Make sure your gift setting is turned on. So if somebody will type in chat !gifts, just one person. Somebody's about to get a speeding ticket is what I'm thinking. Make sure your gift setting is turned on, and we're going to gift the memberships here in just a minute. So if you're gray right now, you might be green. Grammy Nini, first time here. Welcome. Okay, gifting 5 in 3, 2, 1.
Out they go. Oh, a friend / colleague of mine.
I'd rather be day working. Congratulations. Susan Grinovich. Let's see. Backseat juror. Amica fan. Did I miss one? Officer Brian. Officer Brian. We hit Officer Brian as well.
Officer Brian is a member.
That was a good roll there. Let's see if we can find another wonderful 5 people to give the last 5 to. Here they're going right now.
Are we coming live from Vegas? That was a good roll.
I've been
5 more out the door.
Karen Bergeron, welcome. Jonah Toe. Honey 2800, Southern Forgotten Beauty, and CV Civiciari. That's a tough one for me. Congratulations. 10 great people.
Fantastic.
Thanks to YouTube for allowing us to do this. That's awesome.
That is really cool. Roy, one day.
Roy, you have to turn your gift setting on.
My gift settings. See, this still, for anybody who's watched this before, this still kicks my rear end every time we get on here. I just have given up even trying to figure it out. I don't even care anymore. So
I'll send tech help over to you. I know a guy who's good with computers down in your neck of the woods. We'll give him a police escort, get him right over to you, and we'll get it sorted out. So,
speaking of tech help, this is not on the agenda, but it was on our local, I don't know, rants and raves or news. I don't know. I won't say the company name. Well, no one here local watches. Well, Roy and Officer Brian, but they don't care. There's a company here. It's a tech solutions store, right? And they posted to, I think, local Crime Stoppers potentially today of, does anyone know or have seen this individual, right? And their interior surveillance camera, like 8 different shots of this guy who stole some, Scott, take it easy, stole some cables.
Ooh.
Yeah, and he scoured the shop prior to business hours opening this morning, took a few other things, and then went to exit. The owner pulled up and saw him, went, hey, the guy took off on foot. So like, have you seen this guy? Report him. It's a tech store, right? The surveillance footage from inside is from a potato. Have you seen this guy? Peeve. And it's like, his face is as clear as the street. Like, no, I haven't seen this guy because I've never seen a human that's looked like that before on planet Earth. It's a tech store. I wanted to comment on it so badly of saying you're a tech store and that's your technology, but they
saved so much money getting those cameras off Wish. Somebody got a bonus setting up that system for saving them money, but.
I should have pulled them up because it's bad.
The worst is when a bank does it. It's like, look, you want us to trust. I mean, you're like FDIC insured, whatever. You say you'll insure our money up to $250,000. Okay, in one bank. How are you going to keep it safe? A potato. If somebody comes in, we'll take a picture that looks like their shadow, and then we'll try to find them from that. But
it's so bad.
Megan,
it's a huge pet peeve.
Megan, thank you. Mary Kay as well. Thank you for gifting 5 memberships. If I can make that one show up, which I can't apparently.
I'm going to dive into. Speaking of money and investing, I've got a property for you.
Ooh.
So Southern California, it's very pricey right now. We all know that. There's a homestead just, I believe, northeast of Los Angeles that is discounted. And
homestead? Are we talking acreage?
No, homestead was probably the wrong word, but a place to
just a home.
Lay your head on a pillow. Yeah.
Look, we're move-in ready, right? We're ready to go.
It's marked down to $500,000, so $500,000.
Oh,
$500,000.
You can get a lot of house for $500,000.
So homestead was wrong because it's actually the 1-bedroom, 1-bath bungalow northeast of Los Angeles.
Now this is a bait and switch. Okay. You start with the homestead. I'm thinking like a third of Kansas, right? I'm thinking acreage, sunrise, sunset, nothing but no neighbors for as far as I can see. Now we're down to a 1-bedroom, 1-bath
bungalow. Yeah, which started as a 2-bedroom, 2-bath with 2 renters with 2 pets. In a storm came in, knocked a tree down, basically cut it in half. It didn't cut it in half. It just destroyed half of it. No injuries, pets, animal, humans, everyone's okay. As it stands, it's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath that still needs all the repair work done. Is being sold for $500,000. I don't think. Oh, here we go. The listed size. Are you ready?
Go for it.
645 square feet for $500,000, and the home is still just broken in half from the tree. 500,000. Any takers in chat? Raise your hand.
For that price, I will sell you my house. my Airbnb and 3/4 of the acre of land we're on in North Carolina. Wow.
Yeah,
Half a house for
insane.
$500,000.
It's like half of an apartment for $500,000. That's what it is.
And it's missing the top half because the tree landed on it.
Yeah, it's I'm looking at the picture and we can't share it, but it's still everything's still broken. All they did is everything that got smashed, they walled
They
up.
just
They didn't just like repair the bedrooms and the bathroom stuff. They just went and walled up where it all broke. But the roof is still cockeyed, broken, shattered pieces.
they just I guess free firewood. I mean, what perks do you get with when you buy this? You've got a huge tree in the house.
There's ductwork sticking out of the roof over one of the walls into what would look like a carport since they walled things off, like and wires everywhere. It's insane, absolutely insane. $500,000 for
You know
this.
the worst part?
Not in a great area either.
Somebody's going to buy it. That's the worst part.
Oh, the worst part is there's probably a waiting list.
Yeah,
They're comparing offers right now. They're taking the strongest one. It will probably sell for more than listing price. That's my prediction.
So if you get $1,000 a square foot to go in there and bulldoze it, probably just level it and start over.
That's what I'd do. But the land's where the value's at. I imagine the original listing price was like $500,001. And now that the house has been damaged, it's just $500,000. We've lowered the price considering the damage.
Insane to me. So for those that don't know, I'm born and raised from San Diego, California. I moved to Texas in 2004, and so I've lived in Texas longer than there. But I'm very well aware of the prices in Southern California and how they are, and even where my dad lives, it's crazy. But this story still blows my mind. I can't believe it.
That's wild. That's wild. Housing is absolutely nuts.
It is, and it is everywhere.
There are a couple places where it's still reasonable, and unfortunately, you're far from anything that you might want to be next to for the reasonable places. But I feel bad for my kids. I kid you not. My son's getting married here this weekend, and starting life. I'm like, sorry, I'd love to be able to put you in a house and get you started in life, but we can't afford even moving back to where we moved from last because the prices have gone so nuts.
Fair. So, I feel bad for your kids, or I feel bad for you because they're getting married, and guess who's moving in?
No. This is not an option. We will disown it before that happens.
Scott, you got to fill in Roy. He probably doesn't know. Where are you and what are you doing? I don't.
Roy, I'm in. Well, this is my view out my window. That's live. So, Thomas looks like he's here, but that was I'm in an Airbnb. I'm in an Airbnb in Utah. We've been here for a little over a month, I think. Around a month, a little over a month. We are on vacation. We've been here for a court case that was in Park City. Went to 2 hearings up there for a couple days. And then my family's on vacation, seeing the sights, seeing friends, because we used to live out here. And we're also going up to Idaho tomorrow morning because my son's up in Idaho where he met his fiance. They're getting married this weekend. So we're going to go to the wedding and then drive back to North Carolina next week. That's the plan anyway.
Well, congratulations or my condolences. Pick one.
I'm going to go with congratulations right now. Talk to me tomorrow. I might change my plea on that one a little bit. But,
so on the return trip from Idaho, is this going to be like Beverly Hillbillies with your new daughter-in-law up in the back of the pickup and that sort of thing? What are we talking about?
Yes, but no.
Moving in.
Very much Beverly Hillbillies, but no, they're not coming. They're staying. They're going up to school up in Idaho, so both of them are staying up there.
But after they graduate, then they're going to move back east. Is that the plan?
It's happening.
They've asked about the Airbnb. And
That's subtle, isn't it?
I've let them know that we've got some long-term bookings for the next couple of years already lined up. So as much as I would like to, as much as I would, in a heartbeat, say, yes, please come move in with us and then don't pay rent. We're going to have to say hard pass on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so you highlighted that comment, Scott, from I'd rather be day working, told me to check my phone. So I'm guessing this is what it is. If there we have some people in chat that are from Wyoming. This little guy specifically, they've had some really bad fires up there. And so he took off and he's been gone for a while. So if anyone is around anywhere of Gillette, Wyoming, this little guy's looking for either a foster home for the time being or a home to go.
Oh man,
Um,
what a cute dog.
so that's
Is that a sheepdog?
Yeah, it's got to be some sort of shepherd, not Australian, but I can't quite tell. Maybe some Australian. But anyway, so that's kind of home to her and newly released because of that information. So wanted to share that. So, and we did see someone in chat earlier say from Wyoming. So that doggo's at the Gillette Humane Society, I believe it said, or shelter. If anyone's looking for a cute doggo, if he was closer, my wife would really talk me into getting a fifth one.
You could train it to be a police dog.
No, probably not. Not that breed.
Let me phone a friend. Hey, Officer Brian, do you think you could train a dog like that to be a police dog? Officer Brian, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, but my ears were tingling just a little bit because someone, I'm not going to say who, but someone was on here trying to talk some smoke, to the general public. Come on, Roy, I'm a man, man to man. I had to be out there for you bike riders on my day off.
Were you out there for free?
I didn't get overtime for it. So
no. Okay,
that's what for free.
That's what I thought. You got paid to be out there. I don't feel sorry
I did
for
not
you.
get paid to be out there.
Oh, now who's smoking?
I really didn't.
Who's smoking who now?
I really didn't get paid out there, but I did get a day off, so I'll give you that.
What's the same? It's the same thing.
No, that's a tomato situation. No, I like my Saturdays off. Okay.
Oh, this is too good. I don't even have to do anything.
There were 7,500 people that came to our fair city. The most. Now,
Scott, green room.
To be fair, the other highlight we've got Vanilla Ice coming, so that we do have that. But I think he postponed.
They postponed it though.
Yeah. So this is the biggest deal we got going on. So we do appreciate your extra efforts to make it a great and safe day for all those involved. Unfortunately, wasn't as many people as normal.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you straight to your face. You're a psycho for wanting to ride in 110 to 115 degree heat on a bike for hundreds of miles, if not 25 or 15 miles. No, not gonna do it. But I respect the grind. I do. I respect.
Let me just say the name. What is it? Hotter Than Hell?
Yes.
It doesn't just say hey, that sounds like fun.
That's marketing 101. Where did I miss the boat?
But you don't forget it. That is marketing 101. It's very catchy.
Yeah.
42 years ago was it 42, 43, 42? Well, 1982, however long that was the first year, and I have that T-shirt too. So,
is it a road bike? Like a 10
it is a road. Yeah, it's a road ride. There's a race that's associated with it, but the majority of these people are just out there in the street and they shoot a cannon off and do all kinds of stuff and they ride. I rode 50 miles this year, so I was out after about 4 hours and it was way hot. It
got hot
miserable.
Really fast. That we had what they call they called it some scientific name, but all in all, it's just called humidity. But they tried to make it sound all scientific on social media, and that humidity got up there real fast.
Well, and as Scott says, for any of the riders that are out there in the heat on the road, it's your own asphalt. He started it. He opened the show, Brian. I don't know if you're watching. He opened the show with that joke, and so I just piled it on.
You did. But like I said, I mean, Roy, I give you kudos. Good for you, man. I will never, ever do that in my life because I'll always be working it as long as I'm in the position I'm in. But I will say this was my third year working that event, and this one, I actually did really well with. I mean, I came prepared. I had my water, my towel, my hat, my cooler. I was ready to go, but I was still pretty mad But hey, on a good note, I didn't yell at any riders. I did yell at cars that weren't paying attention. But, sometimes you got to yell at people because they're not paying attention. And my job is to mitigate accidents from happening.
Well, we appreciate your efforts. It was excellent. Your efforts were especially excellent. More excellent than anybody else, probably.
I'm not one to boast or brag, but we've all seen Talladega Nights and we know the quote. I won't say it on here for PG purposes, but I am pretty excellent. So.
Oh man,
off the rails.
Roy, up to Brian. Good to have you both here with us tonight. Appreciate you guys. Good friends. Yes. But everything in jest here, so no harm, no foul here. But
100%.
Scott, all out of love.
This is who Thomas has to put up with in his neighborhood. This is just this random sampling of neighbors.
My friends. Scott, will you do me a favor? Will you show Brian? Brian doesn't know what the heck this is.
This is a live view of the bedroom of the Airbnb, the front. They were slurry sealing our road. Right. And so as we're loading the car to move to Idaho tonight, basically, they said the road's closed off and you can't drive on it because we're going to seal it. I was trying to explain what it was that they're putting on there. And
it got bad.
It's I called it asphalt juice. I didn't know
asphalt
that
juice.
You call it asphalt juice?
I didn't know there was a better term. I'm trying to describe. It's just it looks like asphalt, but they just spray it, right? What is a better slurry? Slurry can be like ice cream slurry, right? That's like Slurpee.
It's like taking the word cool, meaning like, oh, that's cool. Like, yeah, that's fresh and hip, or like, oh, it's cool outside, we just all call it cement, down here in the South. Keep it simple, stupid, It's just all cement.
Yeah. That's the glue, isn't it? Don't you put some over that?
Yeah, it's the juice. It's the juice part. You add rocks to make the actual pavement. So apparently, asphalt juice is not the right term. Slurry is the commonly accepted term, which we're going to go with from now on. But Thomas grabbed a screenshot as we were waiting for the slurry seal to be laid down.
I ain't gonna lie, asphalt juice is probably my favorite because if you say that really fast, it just comes off all.
I think it's a business opportunity. I mean, you see the tow trucks out there like, "Hey, I'm the happy hooker. We'll hook you up and tow your car." It's a play on words. A little bit, but contact me if you would like to start a business selling asphalt juice. I'd be willing to negotiate for the right price. My copyrighted trademarked term.
Your very own asphalt juice.
Yes.
And you didn't notice where my name is here. There's a little gray box that I blended with the road because, Scott, that's where your face is from my screenshot from your morning stream.
It looked like the road. It blended right in. That was beautiful.
I thought it would confuse people if your face was stuck over there.
Like down here.
Like, yes, that. Wow, we really could have messed with everyone. But so I had to do a little blending. But anyways, boy, the lives we live are sad. That's what's going on.
A bunch of dads Thomas, here, though, right? All of us.
I was going to say, Thomas, did you want to? Thomas made an offhand remark last week about wanting to learn to ride a one-wheeler.
Yes.
And lo and behold, one of them showed up in his driveway. I don't know, 2 or 3 days ago.
I heard about this.
So we talked about pogo sticks and unicycles last week, and I was talking about how I would get on one. And pardon me while I search through my phone. I don't think I have it. I don't. So lo and behold, I got a little something here. Lo and behold, I gave a dabble at a unicycle because our good friend Roy dropped one off at my front door. Was it the next morning? I didn't see it until I got home.
It was a day or two later. Yeah.
You just had like a spare unicycle laying around, Roy?
Don't we all?
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
We all know he left his job as a principal to join the circus, and it just didn't work out.
You know darn good and well I went out riding the darn thing.
Do you also have like the big horse head that you wear while unicycling? I think that's the proper head attire.
The horse head. No.
What happened was Roy had this instrument that said you could die on it. So I'm going to give it to Thomas down the road. So he gave it to me. So I got on it. And that picture that you saw, I have to be honest, that's me sitting on it, holding the side of my house, not going anywhere because I'm about to die.
Around a pole is what I think.
Yes.
Trying to balance.
That's one. Well, no, one hand because I had to take the camera. But it's funny. The day I found it, right away, I FaceTime Scott with it. So Scott answers. He's like, "Hey, Thomas, what the unicycle?" Roy gave me a unicycle. So it's in the garage. I tried to sit on it. Roy gave it a little go around yesterday evening. The wheel needs some air. It's a death trap. I don't recommend to anyone that's never been on one or that can't. It's I'll break a wrist if I actually try it. 100%.
Says the guy with the bullet bike, right? Not just a bullet bike, but a really nice bullet bike. Says unicycle is the death trap.
Two of them. Yeah.
Crotch rock is perfectly safe. Unicycle, not so much, right?
I'm curious. Did Roy leave a note with it, or did you just automatically assume that the unicycle came from Roy?
No. So I was golfing and I got a picture of the unicycle by my front door from Roy and said, "You're welcome." And I replied with, "No."
Did you wear the required spandex while attempting to ride it?
No.
That might be your problem. That might be your problem. Spandex makes unicycling better, I think.
I might do all my motorcycle gear, but it's still the slide from a motorcycle wreck. I almost feel more comfortable with at 60 miles an hour than I do at no miles an hour, falling straight back on my wrist on a unicycle that just immediately snaps it. That's how I feel about this contraption. And I'm not kidding you at all.
What you should think about, Thomas, if you're going 60, you're probably going to reach grass a lot faster. You know? It's going to push you off a lot faster.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I'm way more scared of that thing than my motorcycle. 100%.
Asphalt is the most painful and most effective sandpaper you will ever find.
That it is. That it
Back
is.
to asphalt somehow.
And it's your own. Yeah.
It's fun.
So, there you go. All right. I was going to say, I think we're all dads here, right? All of us got kids.
I got a dog.
There you go. We're counting it.
Okay.
That definitely counts.
There's a story we have that applies dad's good deed. Dad's good deed.
Love this one. Love it.
Now, this is in Virginia. Now, Thomas, help me. Was the dad the receiver or the gifter? The dad was the gifter. Okay.
Gifted his son. Amazing. As many of us do. To me, it's a lazy gift. It just is. I'll let you tell what the gift is, but we do it at times of, I don't know what to get them, where to send it, what to do. So it's in means of this. What do
you get the kid who has everything, right?
A picture of yourself or something that's meaningful.
I commissioned this massive portrait of myself for you to hang in your house.
Yeah, this means a lot. Here you go.
I know you didn't have that. This dad in Virginia gave his son a lottery ticket.
Did he ever?
And he's like, so you're saying there's a chance? Yes, he won. And the son now is the lucky recipient of $1,000 a week for life.
For life.
For life.
Oh.
Cha-ching! Guess who just won the Dad of the Year award in Virginia?
Did he tell his dad? We don't know.
His dad's probably going to find out now. And there, if he didn't, I imagine there's a lawsuit and probably like a what do they call it? A DNA test. It's like, let me make sure he's mine.
Dad, if you're watching the show, your son Aaron Andrews won $1,000 a week for a year in Virginia. If you are a subscriber, go claim your
court in Virginia soon.
Yeah.
Now we all know that kid went to a lawyer real quick. He's trying to get emancipated.
I am my own boy.
Brian, your point. Quote from the dad. This is the best way to get him out of my basement. That's what the dad said.
Oh, the dad's celebrating for a different reason.
He's like, yes, thank you.
100%. Fantastic.
That's great.
I love it.
Suddenly I'm a fan of the lottery. I've got several more boys that I need to have grow up.
You'd just be broke, Scott. You'd give all the money away and you'd just be stuck with the taxes on it. And your kids would take all the money. You'd be toast with all your what's the protocol? What's y'all's opinion on that? If someone gifts you a ticket, let's dumb it down and just say it's a lottery ticket and you win 10 grand and it was a gift. What's your opinion, you four, on what would you give to the gifter, if any?
A high five.
Yeah.
I'm going to say silence is the best option here, not telling them. Because no matter what you do, it's not enough. Okay? Because you can't give them half because you already owe more than that to the government in taxes. So you're going to have to give them less than half. And after you pay your taxes, because you have to pay taxes first, and then they have to pay it when you give it to them because it's moved hands twice, right? There's not much money left. The best thing is just stay quiet about it and be like, no winner. No winner. 10 grand is mine. The other person gets a portrait of me, of course. Yes.
Got it.
Yeah, but what about the situation where the lottery ticket is life-changing? How do you when they go, gosh, it sure is a nice car that you can afford suddenly.
So I'll go back to the 10 grand ticket, if I may. After they take the taxes, I would split half of what's remaining with the gifter. That's what I would do. I would just feel, I personally
very generous.
Feel better with the money that I would now have. I would not have it without that person at all. No chance. So I would be able to feel good moving forward. Now, Roy, to your point, if I get a lottery ticket and it's like 100 million as a gift, they're not getting, well, after taxes, but pretend there's none. I'm not giving them $50 million. That's not going to happen. But I would make sure they're taken care of and they're good to go.
What does that mean? That's
well, depending
that's pretty
on what
vague.
No, depending what's owed on their mortgage and their vehicles and things of that
like
nature.
$1 million.
Right? People are
$1 million would be
states of their house.
more than enough, right?
Yeah, but
I don't
back to
think
Scott.
I would give cash.
Absolutely, back to Scott. They're going to say, "Well, you greedy son of a gun! You only gave me, 1% or whatever it happened to be." There's no way to win this thing.
All these
There's
agreements,
cash and a contract.
I think all these agreements they have to be in writing. If it's not in writing beforehand, there was no deal. There was no deal. Don't tell me we had a verbal agreement somewhere. It's not going to fly. It's a he said, she said thing, and in court, it's just not going to stand up. If you don't have a written agreement, so if you pool, you do like your bowling league, you go out, you bowl, and then you buy lottery tickets and you see if you won. You should have almost like a business agreement up front, and you mark off who put in this week, who didn't, and if you don't put in that week, you don't win. So if it's your week off and they struck it big, you don't get anything. I think it should all be in writing.
Agreed.
That's what it makes things tough too, though, right? Because now you're talking about, and it might be normal for some people, but now you're discussing getting into legal binding contracts with family, and that in itself can be offensive to family and how things go. So it's all tricky. There's no winners. I think Roy.
It doesn't stop the lawsuit. It just gives the lawyers more paperwork to deal with.
That's true. Well, now you got lawyers' fees. So what do you do? I've got a friend on the phone, but he's not showing his face. Mike, can you hear me? Do you want to show your face? Be on the live stream?
I'm driving, but I can talk. That's way better.
Oh, he's driving, but he can talk.
Keep it legal.
No video. We can't do it because we're on the show. I can't hear. We're done.
He could call me and I could patch him through if you wanted, but
wow,
bring voice only. Do you want to try that?
Nope. Moving on.
Nope. Okay. No deal, Mike. Sorry. Weather Watch said no. I was in for it. I was up. I'm plugging the phone and it was ready to go, but no deal.
It's time. Let's see.
Crazy Cat Queen says, after I pay taxes, I donate the money. I think donating is something that everybody who wins should definitely look at.
I'll look at it all day long. And I won't look twice. Here's our one scratch off right here, Scott. I got to turn it. Oh, it's green. What do you know? That's why I want you.
I'm like, it's clear.
Yeah, That's
That's
I
cool.
gotta get that tomorrow and get a new ticket. It's a $5 ticket. We won 5 on, so we're just gonna swap them out.
Yeah, I'm going to reinvest my portion of that. I
Yes.
do get portion, right? Was that the
Yes.
agreement? I'll have to
Scott and
check
I are on
the
this
contract.
big like portion changing scratch off ticket thingy that I've just been buying tickets, and I've
It's
just
just
buying
been
tickets.
buying tickets. I've
Yeah.
contributed nothing to this pool.
And that's where it starts, right?
But I remind her. I mean, my job is important. I'm like, hey, it's time to get another ticket. He wouldn't do it if I didn't remind him. So I figure that my reminder is worth at least the value of the ticket, so it's actual equal on the investment.
That's great.
So you guys back me up on this one.
Yeah, I don't know how y'all do it. I can't do ticket scratch offs, gambling. I'm just not a gambler. That's just my preference. I'd rather go spend my money on something else. But you got to play to win, and I just don't play.
Well, yeah, you're not going to
My
buy
own
tickets. You're
self.
just going to give tickets. That's what you do.
Yeah, if you give me one and I win, well, all right.
No.
Do it-
You're not going to buy tickets. You're going to give tickets, Mr. Officer Brian, because that's what you do.
I haven't done that in a while. Thank you very much. I am
we don't.
community services now, sir, but I am still eligible to give tickets if someone makes me mad enough. Okay.
The right cyclists.
I let
complaining
Yeah.
down there.
I let people walk themselves into a ticket. Okay. I let them walk themselves into a ticket.
Oh no, it's the first of the month. No quotas here. Yeah, that quota thing, that's all rumor and a bunch of bologna sandwich. I'll have
It's the
to
golden
steer
toaster.
clear.
You want to win the golden toaster, man. Everyone wants to win a golden toaster. Okay. Come on.
Well, Thomas, address this. What if you gave somebody a life-changing lottery ticket? How are you going to feel then?
Depends. No, it depends because I'll put it this way. It would depend on who was the recipient, how was their current state of living, and what was their reaction after the fact, right? So if it was to someone who was completely down in the dumps, needed it, used it to further education or even health rehab, whatever you name it, and living, and they did it, awesome. If it was to someone that I knew that was very well off already, and it was just a gift I gave them, and I knew they didn't need it at all, and then they just gave me a high five and kept it and walked on. So you'd get two different reactions, right, based off the circumstance. And either one, you think you'd hope you get a little something back. Like, say I gave someone a scratch off for $1,000 and they're homeless. I wouldn't want a penny back, right? But if they were living decent but not very well, at least give me the $5 for another scratch off so we can try again.
You give it to someone more deserving.
Yeah.
T-bone steak with a soda, okay, not water.
Yeah.
Well, what's more likely to happen is somebody like Brian or myself. Use myself for example. Maybe I buy tickets for all of my staff whenever I was a principal or a teacher, even at Christmas. Okay, so one of them wins the $1,000 a week, let's say. Well, they quit. Some of us are still there, stuck at the police station or at the school, and you're like, "Well, that worked out well."
It all comes down to, because my opinion on gifting lottery tickets or scratch off, it's a lazy gift. You didn't put any thought into getting them something. You took the easy way out. So you're left at the school while they get to vacate because they won. That's what I thought.
Oh, wait, where they say, if I was to win the lotto, I wouldn't be allowed, but there would be signs. It's like, is that a Bugatti pulling up to work? Yeah, it's just my take-home car.
I had to borrow my gardener's car today. Mine's in the shop.
There would be signs.
Yeah. I have to switch the topic here a little bit. Do any of you guys bowl? Like bowling?
I wish I did more because I really enjoy it.
It's been about 3 years for me.
I'm not the worst.
I used to bowl about once a year.
I enjoy the social aspect of bowling. Like it's fun. I don't enjoy the shoes. I don't enjoy the smell. And I really don't really like the feel of a bowling ball trying to rip my thumb off every time I throw it. I mean, there's several things I don't like about it, but there is something quite satisfying about getting a strike and walking back in front of your friends going, "Oh, you see that?" And none of them did because they weren't looking. But then you have to point the scoreboard and they're like, "Oh, there's another malfunction. It says he knocked them all down. We'll get that fixed."
And you can moonwalk in those shoes on that floor better than anyone while you're celebrating.
Especially if you do it in the lane. The lane is much easier to moonwalk in than
chat. Not chat. Not recommended. No. It's a joke. In case anyone doesn't know, don't do that.
Seriously, it's easy. Have you never been down the lane? What if your bowling ball gets stuck halfway down? I mean,
you call the guy. You don't go break a wrist like you would on a unicycle.
Like, I don't know how to get there. It's right there. I can see where it is.
Yes, I know how to get there. I'm not the one that left the theater and drove almost back to North Carolina in the middle of the night instead of 30 minutes home. I know how to get down the lane.
Scott, everyone knows you're supposed to take another bowling ball and throw it at it. Okay.
Oh my goodness, I have a story about that. Okay, I'm in college, right? We go out bowling late one night. We did the news program at night, and it was done, and then we decided to go bowling afterwards. So it's like 11 o'clock at night bowling, and nothing good happens in a bowling alley after 11 o'clock. Nobody's getting turkeys. Okay, at this point, my bowling ball, I tried to do some funky little spin thing, and it worked. It like completely stopped its forward progression with the ball, like right in front of where the gate comes down. And it's like sitting there. I'm like, it's rolling like 1 mile an hour. Okay, it's going so slowly. Like, I could throw another ball because I know it's going into the gutter because it's going off to the side and it's going right next to the pins. I'm like, I could throw another ball, and if I time it right, I can get both of them in there at the same time, and then it only counts as one. Right? So I'm like, yeah. So I'm grabbing the ball and I've got to be quick, and I chuck this thing, and it was a great shot. But I had misjudged how far the first bowling ball had gone, and it had just tripped the light saying, "Oh, a ball has entered the frame." And so my bowling ball is halfway down when the guard comes down, and it just slammed it out. Bam! The whole thing just like shakes. Of course, we're like the only people in the bowling alley, and the person who works over the desk spraying the shoes for germs is like, yeah, that was my experience.
You just proved my whole point of why you call the guy, the attendant.
I should have walked down there is what I should have done and just fixed it myself.
Nobody really
grabbed the ball before it crossed the line, bowled again, and had a good game.
No. What he really did was, this is a confession about what kind of choices you make at 11 o'clock or thereafter at a bowling alley on whatever night this happened to be.
Some poor decisions were made that led me to that point.
Poor decisions, I'll bet.
But
under the
all that
influence
criminal mischief, people.
Is it really criminal though? I mean, it's like
well, there was intention.
Vandalism.
You knew you shouldn't have done that.
I was cheating at bowling, but is that like a law? Is that?
We need to get Scott to North Texas. The four of us bowl. We take a few videos of some, I was going to say of some strikes, but of us bowling a little bit, and then post the score and make it just.
You are going to have to learn how to like bleep really well, okay? Because I'm a very competitive person. Even though I don't bowl every day, I go in there thinking I am in a bowling league and I expect to bowl like an amazing score, but it ends up getting very, very competitive, and I get very angry.
How many strikes have you had in a row?
I've done a turkey. That's about as good as I've done. Yeah,
three is a turkey. Roy, yeah. I'm trying to see who I want on my team if we do this 4-man. Roy,
I used to bowl occasionally. I don't know. My best game is probably around 250. So how many strikes that was? So I probably 3 or 4 or 5, something like that in a row.
Do you have your own shoes?
Oh heavens, no.
Okay.
No, I'm old. Remember, I'm 66 in a few weeks.
It makes you a pro.
I've got a lot of experiences. Yeah, no.
Thomas, are you a secret professional bowler that you've been holding out on us?
No, I haven't. I'm with Brian. I think I haven't played in 3 years, but my best is 6 strikes in a row, and I've had like a couple dozen turkeys or so. But
are you guys using the bumpers?
No. I'm just like you. I walk down there and get my ball and just throw it in there for a strike instead of calling the guy.
Yes, that's how I play. Okay, Thomas, you're on my team. We're good.
We
do this.
way back in the hockey days, the bowling alley was a sponsor of the team, and so we as players we got comped bowling, and so between that and the local golf course, that was our two forms of entertainment to get away from the ice rink and just forget about everything. So a few of us just picked up golf and bowling, and we really loved it and kind of took to it and got decent, not great. I got way better at golf than I did bowling, but it was a lot of fun. And then what's cool is I love to brag and boast about hockey players being the best all around athletes in general. Okay. I'm going to go on a limb here. I'm going to get attacked by people, and I get it, but I'm going to follow up with it of, wow, when we played baseball with one of the local high school baseball teams for fun, I've never been so disappointed in my life of my teammates that couldn't throw a baseball ever. They would grab it with their dominant hand and go to run one in there and pitch, and it looked like it was their non-dominant hand throwing a big limp ball out there. For the longest time, I was so proud of my fellow athletes in sport of hockey because we skate and we stick handle and you get hit and we could do anything. They got on a baseball field and I wanted to leave. It was terrible. Oh my gosh. It's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. So
was this some kind of Canadian thing, Thomas?
Don't ask me. They're from all over the US. We only are allowed 3 imports in that league. 2 of them were European and 1 was Canadian. No, bowling and golf, tremendous. Baseball, take the back seat. Do it. No, they're terrible. Awful.
Well, golf for me and bowling and tennis are 3 of the most profanity laden things that happen, because I generally start off pretty good.
Tennis.
And tennis.
Yeah.
Tennis
You're
is the
about
same.
to be really shocked.
It's the same thing, though. I start off doing pretty well, and then I get angry, and I don't care what happens. I just want to see how hard I can hit it and how hard I can throw it. So if it goes off the rails, it gets real ugly at the end.
You're a rage athlete.
Exactly.
And that slowly gets taller and taller and taller as the game goes on. And then
have you tried?
asphalt?
Have you tried playing? I need the
You know
beat
what a
button.
T2000 Wilson T2000 racket is? It's a metal racket. They used to have those back when I played in high school, and all of mine were round except for a little part where the pole would put a little dent in it. It'd have a little crescent. There's no telling how many I busted.
Have you tried playing pickleball?
No, oh my gosh, love it.
I haven't done pickleball.
I wake up, I hear
afraid
it.
I might
I
like
walk down the steps, I hear it. Open the back door to let the dog out, you hear it.
It's the most annoying sounding game in the world, but less running. I'm just saying that there might be less cursing involved as well.
No, there won't be.
I'm up to the challenge probably.
It's not less running. It's less long distance running. It's more running quicker. So my in-laws are avids. They play their tournaments. They get after it. So for Mother's Day, we told our mother-in-law, all right, we'll give in to the peer pressure of a pickleball match. My wife and I will come play y'all and experiences, right? And so we did. I think I might have already told the story, I believe, but so we get out there, we're just kind of warming up, playing some ball, and then it's like, okay, tournament time, right? So my father-in-law is like, me and you versus the girls, let's stomp them. It's
make it fair.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like, I can't meet the effers in the Robert De Niro, Ben Stiller movie. And it's like competitive type stuff. And so we start playing, and then we switch. Then my wife and I play her parents, and then me and my mother-in-law play that and all that. And it was so fun because I've been fighting this fad and addiction of pickleball realm that's out there and how it's just growing and exploding, and it's so cool. Oh my gosh, I ran my tail off the whole time. And it was a great workout. I had so much fun doing it. And the best part is, after all the matches were done, I won more games than my father-in-law. So I got to put that in his face when we left. So it was well worth it. And I retired that night.
Officer Brian, you were saying it's a cursing sport.
Yeah, I know it sounds weird, but I actually played high school varsity tennis. And I played tennis in college, and it's been about 6 years ago, I actually played tennis in it was a tournament. It's called the Police Games, where it was put on in Dallas Fort Worth, where people from all over the state come playing. And I actually took 4th place in singles and 3rd place in doubles. So I brought home like a little medal. But I'm telling you right now, tennis will make you very angry. Like, I had some horrible anger issues back in the day, and even to the point where, yeah, I'm not proud of it. I snapped a $200 racket over my knee because I got that mad. So.
Have you ever responded to a tennis court or racquetball court for a domestic disturbance?
I have not, but I'm telling you right now, I would remember that if I did, because I'd just be like, seriously, you're on a tennis court right now. I would love to take someone for assault with a tennis racket or paddle or pickleball.
That's almost attempted murder.
You're getting to the asphalt.
Yeah. I was going to say, the 4 of us, if we ever play bowling together, it would be fun to see what our score is. There were 4 people in Kentucky that went bowling. This is where the intro is going. The lead in that we tried to tease and we ended
nice segue.
Just full on put it in reverse here to get back to where we were. 4 people did a 24-hour bowling marathon. 2013 strikes in 24 hours.
Insane.
I don't think that would happen with us.
No. First of all, we're not going to bowl for 24 hours. I'm maybe 2 games in a row, and after that, it's like, get me out of these shoes.
We would die.
They're all slick on the bottom for me walking up and down the lanes.
We would die. There's no chance.
My hand would be as swollen as my head.
That's incredible. That is some good bowling. I don't bowl enough or know the stats enough to do the math on what that would equate to and how many strikes I made in a row and perfect games and then turkeys and all that. But that is wild. To be a world record, that's got to get boring at some point.
Yeah, but those idiots are running. They're standing there like a track meet. They grab the ball and run down there, sling it, run back, and the other guy, he's like tagging and running down there, throwing the ball. It's
1.4 strikes per minute.
Well, and you get the extra strikes so what if there was a malfunction at the alley and it cost them the record? They're talking about 4-letter words.
What was the previous record?
I never saw that, actually.
Well, I said 2013. It was 2032. Let's see if there was a previous record. I don't see it either.
Crazy Cat Queen, $5 super chat. Officer Brian, I think assault with a paddle is a different activity than the kind to. Oh, I wish I read it before I did
one object.
Crazy Cat.
You read that one?
Crazy Cat, you baited me into that. Dang it. I should have read it before I clicked it. Well done.
Gotcha.
Well done.
Naughty.
The previous record was 85, says Greeners. They blew it out of the water.
Greener. So, skipping right ahead with no segue, we've got Officer Brian here, and we're 10 after the time we're going to the story. So I'd love this story. I think this is hilarious. A woman in Maine, she gets ticketed or cited or something, right, for controlled substance, right? So, guess what happens? She's finally heading to the courthouse on her court date. She isn't the best driver because she's on her phone, and entering the courthouse, she actually cuts off an unmarked car pulling into the courthouse, to which she proceeds to park in a spot that says reserved for the chief of police of village XYZ. Unmarked car. Unmarked car said parks behind this vehicle and waits a moment and approaches to go, ma'am, you're on your phone. She rolls down her window, and what does he smell? A giant puff of the substance she's been summoned to court for to begin with. So the article is, don't smoke pot in the chief of police parking spot at court when you're attending your court date. This is a true story out of Bangor, Maine. Genius.
I'll laugh, but stuff like that happens a lot more regular than you think. Okay.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Oh, that's good. That's just pure dumb.
It said reports 26-year-old woman had been ticketed in May for unlawful possession of marijuana. Police say she was arriving for court appearance in Northport Monday when she cut off an unmarked police car in the parking lot while parking her phone or while talking on her cell phone. Then she pulled in the parking spot, clearly marked, reserved for Village's police chief, Bill Rica. How can you? You got to try to do that. I feel like you have to try.
Like I said, you walked yourself into that one.
They have maximum punishments for this very reason. There's some people. It's like, you made a mistake, right? You've learned your lesson. You made some poor choices. You're owning up to it, and it's good. And there are others that's just like, I have to give you every possible day the law will allow me to sentence you to, because I think it will take all that time and more for you to come to your senses and stop breaking the law.
That's it.
Breaking the law.
Well, she got ticketed for.
I was going to say, when she shows up in court and he starts talking about what she had done, does she pull a beer out of her purse and say, "Hold my beer"? I'm just getting started.
Oh, what a winner. But gentlemen, 11 past the hour, and we only started 5 minutes late, but Scott's got something up his sleeve, it seems. He's got something else.
We haven't talked about food. We talked about food deliveries, and we talked a little bit about lottery, but usually we talk about something that everyone's like, no, you shouldn't have talked about that. I don't think we've had that quite yet. So with that segue, I was going to lead into one more story that we probably shouldn't cover.
What do we got? Might as well. We're here.
There's a viral video out there. And some of these videos, some of you, okay, just prepared. If you're eating, stop. Okay. Just put
Prepare
the food
yourself.
down.
Should I put the link in chat?
Oh yeah. There's a viral video. There are videos out there of like doctors that fix, like pimples and things, and they're like close-up videos of them being fixed. Those are nothing compared to this video that's gone viral. Surgeon removes keys, nail cutters, and knife from man's stomach. It's on video, and they're pulling it out. And just like this all started when I think his mom was reporting that things were going missing out of the wardrobe. Dude was eating them. He was popping them down. He had most of the Snap-on tool chest ingested.
It's an expensive meal. That's expensive.
Oh my god.
Well, in livestock, they call that hardware disease. It's a real thing. A cow will eat anything. They eat metal pretty routinely, and they have to have it cut out.
Yeah, but that's because livestock are dumb. This was a human that, well, Scott, he'll get to the point of why.
I'm looking at the pictures. They're really gross. I'm sorry. Hang on just one second.
There's a reason why. That's
I
what's
need
bad.
a reason before I go see those photos.
The best part is it's gut wrenching.
It's a mental health condition. It's a mental health condition where people swallow items that aren't food. Unfortunately, it's probably more common than we believe. But
It is.
Just the idea of what people have been able to swallow is, I mean, how do you swallow a screwdriver? I mean, that is nuts. How do you, a can opener, pocket knives? This is
Magicians. So the
I can see swords. Because I've seen sword saw horse. I'm like, okay, I get that one. I get that one. But all these little tiny hardware items out of the toolbox, not sure.
What's odd to me is the issue came to light after the unnamed patient's mother noticed she was missing the keys to her wardrobe chest. You're missing a million other things by then. So you're missing the keys to your
Most
wardrobe
of the things
chest.
in the wardrobe.
Did you eat those? Did you eat my keys?
Not
Did you eat my
again.
keys?
Oh, did see him. Haven't seen him lately.
You ate my keys. Yeah.
So, Roy, you were saying cows eat these, right? Cows will eat. They'll eat like bits of baling wire and fence.
Yeah, that's it's called hardware disease. I mean, that's a real thing.
The fix for that is just
make
feed them a magnet, right? They have cow
Yeah, I don't-
magnets.
Yeah, I'm sure they, jam them up there and X-ray them and go, oh, yeah, this one's full of nuts and bolts and whatever.
Just for the record, the solution for people is not to feed them magnets. Magnets in people are bad, like cell batteries. They're bad. So it's really sad, though. Really sad. But I'm looking at this video. They lay out all the objects right there, and I mean you see it.
So was there some compelling reason why this person was ingesting all kinds of objects?
I don't know.
It's a real thing. So people in chat have been naming it.
I got some flack today on the live stream because I was eating ice. I muted it, so it wasn't like crunch, crunch, crunch. You couldn't hear it. I love to eat ice, and they say it's because I'm lacking iron. Maybe he was lacking steel. I don't know. What do you lack? The pocket knife fills the gap.
Holy cow.
See, I told you we shouldn't have gone there.
Oh, it's, I have something too. It's weird. I really seem to only get sick on weekdays. And I just think truly it's because I have a weakened immune system.
Well, if you truly want to end on something vaguely inappropriate, oh, maybe not.
Did you mute him?
No.
You mute him? Okay.
I didn't.
Roy,
you got quiet all
His
of a
mouth was
sudden.
moving, but I heard no voice.
All right, well, here goes. I'll give you this in 1 minute.
There you go.
I read this story and I thought, well, I could share that. Maybe I shouldn't, but well, anyway, how many chances will I get? So the question was, if you have to flatulate, do you release it or hold it in? And apparently there was some medical study that said if you hold it in, you'll absorb it eventually through your intestines. It'll make its way to its lung, and it will eventually escape as bad breath. Now give that some thought. I hope you're not eating.
Whose idea was it to bring Roy on?
Yeah, it'll be my last time. It's been nice knowing you folks.
I tell you, this is how we're going to end. Thomas leaves. This is how we're going to end. I'm just going to let you know that on today's podcast, we lost 18 subscribers. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you. Perfect.
I don't know why. We filter out the bad ones on the podcast, but I appreciate that. No, actually, Roy, Brian, Thomas, thank you very much. This is the highlight of my week. I love to just talk about things that are fun and not irrelevant. And we'll do better next week, we promise.
Or worse. We don't know.
But,
But,
we might. We'll do different next week. Either better or worse.
Pretty
We won't
low
do the
bar.
same.
we will. For those of you in chat, thank you so much for joining. It's been a long day. It started with court hopping and then the trial in Vegas. You guys have stuck with RA all day long, and then you hopped in and stood with us and then got to hang out and see Officer Brian and Roy. So being here, enjoying it, like Scott said, it's the best part of the week. We love to be here and laugh, and you guys in chat also make us laugh on top of it. So thank you so much for that. Scott, you're traveling in the morning, not live. What's your plan for tomorrow so the people know?
I might do like a birthday song from the car.
Okay.
But really, we're just driving up to the wedding, and I don't know. My time is not my own. As soon as we get up there, because we've got preparations and decorations and all the other shins that need to be done. So
Awesome. Sounds good.
We'll play it by ear.
So happy court hopping solo, folks, tomorrow, finding your own shows. But again, Scott, appreciate it. Officer Brian, Roy, for joining us, hanging out, having fun. Everyone, have a great evening.
We'll see you guys.
All right. Good night, y'all.
Later.